account. So you blew your account, which is part of the journey. So there is no shame in that. But then that's the essence of uh, trainings like this. So if you are a beginner, I think the best advice you can get is don't trade a live account. If you're a beginner, don't trade a live account, because when you trade a live account, you will definitely lose the money, and you may not be able to complete your journey to becoming a successful trader. A lot of persons make attempts into learning this skill, but then because they started badly, coming in with that mindset that we need to make money, because everything you're seeing right in front of your screen is money. So we always want to be in a hurry to cut our own share of the cake. But then we want to understand that this market is very fierce. This market is like someone that is playing with fire. So you don't want to start immediately while you have not really been able to figure it out. And then you start placing your hard-earned money in the market. When you do that, you are going to blow your account, and at some point you may believe that this is not what you can do. Of course, it is easy. You can place a trade in your demo and win. And then when you take it to a live account, you begin to lose, because the emotion is different. Trading is actually 90% psychology, 10% technical. 90% this. And when we talk about psychology, we're talking about you as an individual, your emotion. So when you are trading with a demo, when you're trading with demo account, it is not live money. It is not your money. But then when you put live funds and then you lose, you want to go grab it back. And in the course of going to grab it back, you end up giving up more. Sometimes you, as a beginner, you don't even know what percentage of your capital you should be putting at risk in each trade. So sometimes you end up exposing yourself such that one or two trades takes you down back to the drawing board. So please, friends, this is a skill. Learn it, master it, make money. That is the goal. So don't put your life funds. Actually, so what you should be doing, rather, is to concentrate. Use the money you're putting at risk. Use it to educate yourself. It will be money well spent when you use it to educate yourself. This thing is a skill, so it's not something you just pick easily on the street. So rather than putting your life money at stake, why not save up that money and use it to pay for your education, pay for your trading education? And then when you eventually learn the skill, you will not be in that position where you can actually start making money from the market. So I think the best advice that you have received today is that don't trade live. You can never make money from this market if you don't know what you're doing. You need to be able to have a complete trading system that consists of what you perceive as an opportunity and edge. Takes care of your risk management, takes care of your trade management without negotiation, and also how to manage your psychology. So if you come in and then you start placing trades, so even because trading is going to be one of the most difficult things you're going to do. It's not because it is easy to be able to look at charts like this and read them and know when the market is presenting opportunity, but it is going to be, the most difficult thing you're going to do, because you're going to start fighting with yourself, fighting with who you are as a person, fighting with your beliefs. You find out that even the way you were brought up, you're going to start struggling, trying to, so until you are able to make those necessary adjustments that you need to make in your, when it comes to your controlling your emotion, controlling your risk, and even your trade management, that is when we now start taking step toward becoming a successful forex trader. Okay, so John and Alex, so if you're able to save up funds, please use it to take care of yourself. Give yourself time. This skill takes time to master. So just be patient, and rather pay for education. Education is money well spent. So we see situations where people are willing to save up $100-$200 that they put into an account, but then they end up blowing the money in, sometimes in less than 1 week. But they find it difficult to pay the same amount for someone to teach them how to do this thing properly. So those are challenges that we have to battle. So you need to know the right thing to do. You need to know the right framework, the right way to start, the right thing to do. So because when you do that, then you will find out that, of course, we know that this is one of the best skills out there in the world. Your ability to sit in front of your screen, no matter where you are, and be able to trade in the largest liquid financial market in the world, is $6.6 trillion market. Nothing beats it. So whatever price it takes for you to be able to learn this generational skill, you want to pay that price. So be patient, give yourself time. The market is not going anywhere. So as long as we are living in this world, this market is going to be here. The market is not going anywhere, because it does not belong to anybody. It does not belong to any government. It does not belong to any institution. This is a global financial market. And as long as we exist in this world, as long as we have different governments in this world with their own currencies and everything, this market is going to be here. So you need to give yourself, you need to see it when you're learning how to trade. You want to think in terms of long term. You want to have long-term perspective. You want to see it like someone going into the university. You don't gain admission into the university and immediately you start working. There is always a learning period. Now, especially in Nigeria, see how long it takes for you to even get an admission into university. Sometimes we write JAMB for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Personally, I wrote for 3 years, and then eventually gained admission into the university and had to spend another 5 years in the university learning how to become an electrical engineer. So if you put the 3 years that I spent learning writing JAMB to the 5 years I spent in the university, that is 8 years before I was finally certified as an electrical engineer that I can practice. So if we use that same perspective, you want to have that same long-term perspective when you're coming into trading. I am not saying it's going to take you 8 years or 5 years. to eventually learn how to be profitable. There is no time frame. I cannot say this is how long it's going to take you, because it's a personal battle and all of us have our own. So because it is a battle, you need to fight against yourself. So anytime you are willing to win yourself, that is when you will now become successful. Anytime you are able to adjust, make adjustments, that it is not worthy to put too much of your capital at risk in each trade, then you are now on your way to winning the battle of becoming a successful trader. Anytime you are ready to accept that when the market gives you money, when you are in a profitable trade, that when you are in a profitable trade and the market gives you money, that you want to take part of or take what the market has given you, you have started winning the battle. And anytime you accept that each trade you are placing, no matter how good the setup is, that you must trade with a stop loss. You must trade with a stop loss. You are winning the battle. So these are personal battles that we have to win to actually become a successful trader. That is why psychology takes the majority of the trade. So it's a battle you need to fight against yourself. So the way you were brought up, your beliefs about money, these are things you need to rewind. You need to rewind the way you see things. And then you begin to, the moment you start accepting these truths, then you will start making progress in your trading. Okay, so have that long-term perspective. Always see this thing as a skill. See yourself as someone who have the desire to become a mechanic or an electrician, that needs to go to someone who has been doing this thing for a long time, who is seen as an expert, and then you enroll to become an apprentice with this individual. And then gradually, this person begins to tell you the principles, the things, what it takes, begin to groom you to becoming that skilled individual. Then as you gradually, you spend days, you spend weeks, sometimes years, you eventually get to a point where even the individual can look at you and know that, Alex, okay, you've been here, I have groomed you, you can, okay, go take care of this customer's car has a fault. Go find out the fault and fix it. Say, John, one of our clients, his light has problem. Go find out what is the problem and fix it. This individual now has this confidence because you have spent that time to actually learn what it takes to be able to fulfill the skill that you went to learn. So, but if you're having short term, want to make money as quickly as possible, then you will be standing on your way to learning a very valuable skill that has the potential to set you financially free and also set your family financially free. Okay, so don't be in a hurry. The money is not going anywhere. So that's why the best thing to do is always have something that takes care of you. Have something that takes care of your basics, no matter how little it is, so that you don't depend too solely on your ability to make money from the market. So when you do that, then it becomes easier. So you don't put that too much pressure. You're seeing this thing as something that will take care of you for as long as you're going to live, but you are not in a hurry. You don't want to, your life does not depend on the particular trade that you're looking at that particular moment. Then another very big mistake that new traders make is when they even when they are trading on a demo account, please do not develop bad trading habits, because trading is all about you. It's about you and your beliefs. Sometimes people see demo accounts as something we can is just play now. After all, it's not real money. But it is actually demo accounts are actually given by the brokers so that you know what it feels like to trade on a live account. So in as much as the broker can give you whatever capital, a broker can say, okay, I take $1 million, take $50,000, take $100,000 as a demo account, and then we start playing with this thing. But the thing is, demo accounts are, because the same way the market runs on a demo account is the same way it runs in the real market. So this thing is actually, if you see it as something that is given to you to help you develop the right habits that it takes to actually trade in the live market, then it becomes an asset instead of becoming a liability. But when you have a demo account and you become very careless and reckless about it, such that you don't care how much of that demo account that you're even putting at risk in each trade. You go with big loss sizes because you want to see big money. You say, this is how much I have made. Which in real life, you know that you as a person will not be able to raise that kind of capital to trade. So why not use these demo accounts to actually learn good trading habits? Good trading habits such as risk management, good habits such as trade management. Use this demo account. Treat it as if it were your life money. Treat it as if it was life money. That it is your life money that is at risk. So when you do that, then gradually, as your skills begin to develop, you begin to see what it takes to actually grow an account consistently. Because that is what forex trading is all about. Forex trading is all about being consistent. It's all about being able to do this thing repeatedly, every day, week in, week out, month in, month out. That is what makes you a successful trader. It's not about whether the trade you are in right now, the trade you are placing right now, whether it's in blue. That is not what matters. Is whether you are going to come back. If you come back again, will you be able to replicate what you have just done? So when you take note of all of this, then trading becomes a joy. Then you begin to win the battle against yourself. Okay? So we have actually turned the class into a psychology class. All right. Someone is all right. So John is asking me to analyze the NASDAQ. To analyze the NASDAQ. Well, for those who have been why it is your choice. For those who have been joining my training, I always advise that when you are starting out as a trader, please start out with the major pairs. They are much easier to handle and to trade rather than going into assets that are very, very volatile. Okay? But if you ask for the NASDAQ, okay, the NASDAQ is even what is in my screen. The Nasdaq has been bullish since the beginning of the year. It's been bullish, but going into today, I was actually expecting a drop. I was expecting a drop, and then it did drop. It's a big drop. For now, I will not, in as much as the yeah. And of course, well, I didn't really expect the US pairs. The dollar has been very, very inconsistent lately, very weak. We've been having weak dollar or ever since. But then today, the Euro USD and the GBP USD dropped very beautifully. And we saw that same drop that also that so we actually had this drop. So I didn't actually expect that drop to come on in Wednesday, since we started with a bullish the Euro USD and the GBP USD were bullish all through. I was actually expecting this drop on maybe late New York. So the same thing happened with the Nasdaq. So normally, like I always mention, when there is a move in one direction, when there is a move in one direction like this, so we expect that there's going to be a kind of a pullback. So that's what we are actually having. So we want to see how far this is going to pull. So I believe it's going to come as low as this point here, which will be a kind of, if we put our fib using this as our reference point, then we're expecting that when we have an impulsive move in one direction, that when the retracement is coming, it should come as much as the 50%. So this is the 50% here. So I won't be surprised to see the Nasdaq even tomorrow come as low as the 50%. I want to see it come to this 50% and even come as much as lower into the 62 retracement level. And that, yeah, it can come as low as that. So tomorrow I will still expect a lower Nasdaq, a lower Nasdaq. But please, my advice, John, don't trade Nasdaq for now. You're not ready for Nasdaq. You can play around with the Euro USD and the GBP USD. So those are pairs you can start with. Okay. Alex asked if I have a recorded video teaching risk reward ratios and risk management. Of course, I do have it in my YouTube channel, Trading Mastery Academy YouTube channel. So I have those videos in the public section there. All right. Well, this week on Friday we are expecting NFP, and normally when there is NFP, especially from tomorrow, we expect a lot of manipulation in the market. So we can't. So I think the best is just be on the sideline and allow the release of NFP on Friday, and then from Monday we can the market can start behaving normally. All right. So we have 3 minutes to the expiration of this section. 3 minutes. NFP is crazy. It's actually crazy. So it's not something you want to be in the market. You don't trade such violent moves. Be on the sideline. Don't be in a trade. Because when you do, you are not trading, you're actually gambling. NFP can hit both directions. It can come, go down. You think it's going down. The next thing is spikes and goes the opposite direction. That's why when you want to take note of such news releases, I always point out that you want to know when these news releases will be happen, and then be on the sideline. Allow them release the news. Like the 3 p.m. today, we had this. It was actually this is a typical example of what news does. This was 3 p.m. this afternoon when this news was released. You see what he did? Look at what he did. Went up and then down. So this is typically what news does. This one was also news yesterday. Was it yesterday or yeah, it was yesterday. Crazy. So this is actually what kills new traders, because they are not aware of when these news events will be released. And then when you are in the opposite direction, especially for those persons who do not trade with a stop loss, and you don't even you have risked so much, and then this kind of thing goes against you because you don't have a stop loss, it just clears your account, and then you start looking for another money to fund. All right, we are 1 minute away. I don't think I believe you must have exhausted your questions, so I think we can call it a day, unless you want us to reconnect. Yeah, I think
Thank you very much, sir.
yeah, we really had an interesting section, especially talking about more about psychology and all of that. I've not really done any
Okay.
training on psychology and all of that, so it's nice that you guys attended. I'm going to see you in my next training section. So just keep learning, keep learning. It's worth it. Yeah. You are welcome.